Okay, thank you for your patience. 14B District Court is now in session. This is Magistrate Hilary Braley presiding. Yeah, if he hasn't seen it, yeah. Oh, then yeah, we should probably let them all. Yeah, okay. Yes, okay. Okay, Samsung SM. You were just let into the courtroom. Your device is not labeled. Can you please give me your name?
Me?
No, you're labeled. I'm going to mute you for now. Thank you. There's a device labeled Samsung SM S901U. If you are using a Samsung, I am probably talking to you. So can you tell me what your name is?
Tanisha Thompson.
There we go. Thank you. Yep. Okay, to the person on the phone who was just let into the courtroom a moment ago, please hit *6 to unmute and tell me who you are.
Juana Lee.
No, thank you. I know who you are.
Cornelia Smith.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I can hear you now. Okay, okay. So to the person on the telephone, I think you said something, but can you tell me your name, please?
Cornelia Smith.
Cornelius Smith?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. There we go. Okay, so it looks like everybody is connected to audio. Okay, so once again, 14B District Court is now in session. This is Magistrate Hilary Braley presiding. What I will be doing momentarily is showing a PowerPoint presentation that is the tenant's advice of rights. You do need to stay muted during this. You also need to pay attention to this presentation because the way that landlord-tenant works has changed somewhat. So this PowerPoint presentation will provide you with your advice of rights as I don't know where John Farrow just dropped off. There we go. Okay, this will provide you with your advice of rights as defendants in a landlord-tenant matter. I will note that you should have gotten one of these with your court paperwork. This has a lot of the resources on it that we will be showing in this PowerPoint presentation. It also has the advice of rights on the back as well. Okay, so give me a moment. I will be queuing up this presentation. You do need to sit through the entire thing. Afterwards, I will be calling your cases individually. This guy's device because he keeps popping in and out. Okay. So I will be calling your cases individually and giving you your next court dates. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the 14B District Court. I am Judge MIWashington, and effective December 6, 2023, we are required to provide you as tenants with your advice of rights, and this is the format in which that is going to be done. Therefore, it is mandatory that you stay and listen to the entirety of this very brief PowerPoint presentation, and when you are done, then you will need to return to the main courtroom. In the main courtroom, you will get additional instructions about what is going to happen next. with respect to your case. Thank you for your participation. First, please rename yourselves. We will start by clicking on the participants at the bottom of the screen. Find yourself in the list of participants. More than likely, you will find yourself at the top of the screen labeled Me, with that Me being in parentheses. Click on your name or the Me and or the More, and then rename yourself with your actual name, followed by the landlord or property management company's name. So, for example, you'll see it on the screen, John Smith dash ABC Apartments. So it'd be your name dash and whatever the landlord or property management company's name is. So, with respect to your rights, parties to a landlord-tenant summary proceeding have the right to retain an attorney. They also have the right to confirm that the case is being heard in the proper venue. For instance, this is Ypsilanti Township, and the property should be located within Ypsilanti Township. The following slide contains contact information for low-cost or free legal services. These services may or may not be available to you. You will need to reach out to them directly. So, additionally, parties have a right to have a trial by a jury if and only if there is a triable issue of fact. A plaintiff or landlord must request a jury trial with the first filing of the complaint if they desire to have one. A defendant or a tenant may demand a jury trial within 5 days after receiving this particular advice of rights information. So you will have 5 days from today's date in order to demand a jury trial. If you do demand a jury trial, you must pay the $50 jury trial fee when you make the demand for the jury trial. All trials must occur in person at the courthouse, which is here at 7200 South Huron River Drive in Ypsilanti, Michigan. The resources that are available to you will be found on the screen along with all of their contact information. There's Legal Services of South Central Michigan with walk-in hours only on Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. and Thursdays 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. The University of Michigan Clinical Law Program is also available, but they only conduct intakes and accept cases from the first week of September to mid-April of each year. Their contact information is on the screen. The Washtenaw County Lawyer Referral and Information Services provides, through the referral to an attorney, a 30-minute consultation. The consultation itself is free, but there is a $30 fee for the referral. There's also a $25 fee for referral to the State Bar of Michigan Lawyer Referral Program, and they provide up to 25 minutes of consultation free of charge. If you are a University of Michigan, if you are a veteran, you can contact the University of Michigan Veterans Legal Clinic, and their contact information is on the screen. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the local Coordinated Entry Agency, Housing, Access, and Resource Agency, which is called HARA, or other federal places are available for homeless, or other federal Hope for Homeless veterans also may assist people. MDHHS is available, the Housing Access for Washtenaw County, also known as HAWK, and their contact number is on the screen. The Housing Bureau for Seniors, contact information is on the screen, and the Washtenaw County Department of Veterans Affairs is also on the screen. So, in non-payment of rent cases, for a residential lease agreement, tenants do not need a judgment in order to receive assistance from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services or any local coordinated entry agency or any HARA. The summons and complaint itself from the court are sufficient for you to get help from the state. Also, for non-payment of rent cases, the court must stay or adjourn the proceedings if the tenant has applied for rental assistance. But you must also provide a copy of the proof to the court within 5 days after the first hearing. So if you've applied, you have to apply that proof. You have to provide that proof within 5 days from today's date. That automatic stay that we just talked about will be lifted after 14 days unless the tenant provides proof that the application is pending or has been approved and they will receive assistance. Any stay in any case cannot exceed 28 days and is automatically lifted after that 28 days. The parties may, if they voluntarily agree, utilize the Dispute Resolution Center, which is located in Washtenaw County, as a possible source of case resolution, but that is only if both parties agree. Also, if all parties agree, they may enter into a conditional dismissal pursuant to MCR 2.602 rather than a consent judgment, so that there will be no judgment on the tenant's record. The parties may use the SCAO approved form found online to do so. That is the end of this slideshow, and we thank you so much for your time. You will now return to the main courtroom for additional information, such as your next court date.
To the gentleman in the orange shirt who's on a Samsung device sitting in a chair. Two things. One, put on something with sleeves, and two, please unmute and tell me who you are.
Cornelia Smith.
Oh, Mr. Smith, I know who you are. Thank you. Yeah. If you're not a gentleman wearing an orange shirt, I'm not talking to you right now. Thank you. Okay. There we go. You need to unmute. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for the hoodie. Can you tell me your name, please?
Yes, my name is James Thompson.
Okay. Thank you very much. We're going to rename your device. Were you there for the entirety of the presentation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you. I am going to mute you for now. Okay. James Thompson. Yes. Last one. Yep. Okay. Okay, now calling case number 24C0633. This is Lakeview versus Cavante Green. Appearances for the record, starting with Ms. Saperstein.
Andrea Saperstein here on behalf of plaintiff.
Thank you. And Mr. Green.
Cavante Green here, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you very much. So today is the date and time set for a second hearing in this non-payment of rent case. You were here at the last court date, but you were late, so you weren't let into the courtroom. Okay. Do you have any questions about the advice of rights presentation that you just heard?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. As I stated before, you should have gotten one of these pieces of paper in with your court paperwork. If you have applied for rental assistance, there is a form DC 539 that you will need to get to the court as soon as possible. Okay? Mr. Green. Oh, you're muted again. No, that's fine. He probably muted
I
himself.
understand.
Okay. Very much. This matter is being adjourned to April 3rd. That will be next Wednesday at 1:45 in the afternoon in person before Judge Washington.
Okay.
Okay, and Ms. Saperstein, the balance, please.
Amount of rent is $1,731.06. There are court costs of $172 for a total amount due and owing of $1,903.06.
Okay, Mr. Green, did you hear that?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Okay, thank you. Do you have any questions about your rights or about anything else?
No.
Okay, you got your next court date
Yes, ma'am. April 3rd, 1:45.
in person at 14B.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Then if you don't have any questions, Ms. Saperstein, if you don't have anything else, then this hearing is concluded. You are free to sign out of Zoom.
Thank you
Okay.
very much. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you. Now calling 24C0745. This is HCM LLC versus Denicia Thompson. Appearances for the record, starting with the attorney, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. David Fantera on behalf of the plaintiff.
Okay, thank you. And Ms. Thompson, once again, everybody will be seeing this a lot. You should have gotten one of these in with your court paperwork. Once again, it does have the advice of rights on the other side. If you are applying for rental assistance, that's the DC 539 that will need to be turned into the court as soon as possible. Do you have any questions about any of that or about any of your rights?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And I'm sorry, because I don't know if I actually had you state your name for the record. Can you please state your name for the record?
Denicia Thompson.
Thank you very much. Okay. This matter is being adjourned to April 3rd. Right? Yes, April 3rd. And that will be 1:45 in the afternoon in person. And Mr. Fantera, the balance as you have it, please.
And the balance, including court costs, is $2,057.
Okay. And Ms. Thompson, did you get that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Getting over COVID, so is any way possible I can do a Zoom on that day? I'm in
Okay.
quarantine.
Okay. That makes sense. What I am going to ask you to do is, as soon as you hang up from here, call the 14B district court and talk to the clerks to get a Zoom hearing set up.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because right now I can only do the in-person.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
That's okay. No, you're fine. And I'm sorry to have you make a phone call, but please do as soon as you hang up from here. If you don't
Yes.
have any questions for me, then this hearing is concluded. You are free to sign out of Zoom.
Ma'am, is the 14B court is 734-483-5300?
Correct. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Excuse me. I apologize.
No, you are fine. That's understandable. So, okay. Thank you very much. And you're free to sign out.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. Now calling case number 24C0758. This is the Ranches of Rosebrook versus Morgan Richardson.
Good morning, Your Honor. David Fantera on behalf of the plaintiff.
Thank you. Mr. Richardson, can you please unmute?
Hi, I'm a ma'am.
Oh, sorry. Can you state your name for the record?
Yes, Morgan Richardson.
Okay. Thank you very much. And okay. Once again, you should have gotten one of these in with your court paperwork. And
I
if you're-
didn't.
Okay. You didn't?
No, I did receive the notice to appear, but not with that document that you just showed me.
Okay, so this document, so this is the second hearing. There was another hearing scheduled on March 20th. Okay.
That's correct.
So with that court paperwork, the first time, that's when this would have come.
Okay. Yeah, then it's probably with that then.
Yeah, so if you, I don't think they send it out a second time, so it would have come with the first batch. Okay. And
Okay.
once again, this has a lot of the information on it that was in the PowerPoint presentation, as well as the advice of rights on the back. And again, if you're applying for rental assistance, it's the DC 539 form.
Okay. Do I need to fill out another one or
If you already
just
did you fill it out and turn it into the court already?
yes, ma'am, my last court date.
Okay, excellent. Then no, you don't have to do another one if you already did.
Okay.
Your Honor, is it in the file?
Yes.
So if it's in the file, why don't we just go ahead and adjourn 2 weeks today? Because I think that's what she's entitled to, rather than adjourning, because a lot of these people, the reason they're coming back a second time is they were here last week and then they dropped off because of they were having internet connections, and we kind of went on till about 12:30 and I was last. So I think that that's not a complaint. That's just, I think that's why a lot of these people are here for second hearings.
Yes.
So that's why I think she's already got her paperwork in. So my thought would be to give her the 2 weeks now.
Okay, and that makes sense. Ms. Richardson, that would put you at April 10th instead.
Okay, that's fine. I should have it concluded before then, but that's fine.
Okay, and if your balance is 0 before that date, then presumably, Mr. Fantera, you'd be filing a dismissal anyway.
Right. And I just want to make sure Ms. Richardson knows, Ms. Richardson, because this is what I think the judge would normally tell her when we get to the next hearing. Ms. Richardson, if you are not at a 0 balance, in order to get the second adjournment, you would have to provide proof that your application is still pending.
Okay, understood.
And Your Honor, and I don't remember if there's a separate form for that or how that one works.
So, okay, so Ms. Richardson, if that is the case at the next hearing, that your assistance is still pending, then you do at that time fill out another DC 539. There is a box up at the top where you check status update.
Okay.
Okay, so you
Yes,
will do
ma'am.
that. All right.
No
And
problem.
Ms. Richardson, have you applied for Hawk?
I applied for the DHS, the MHDS assistance, so I'm waiting for my caseworker to get back with me, but I will inquire with Hawk because I just seen that on the PowerPoint.
Yeah, I guess my only concern is MDHHS or SER only pays a little bit. So the chances of them covering the 1261 plus next week is going to be April. So you're going to owe $2,200. So I would certainly call Hawk and make the appointment with SOS.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
And Ms. Richardson, we can put you into a breakout room with our court liaison as well. So, Mr. Fantera, the balance as you have it.
Including court costs is $1,261.
Okay, so Ms. Richardson, do you want to speak with our court liaison?
Yes, just to get some information because the actual court date, I wanted to see if I could do a Zoom because I'll be at work.
Okay, and again, if you need to make that a Zoom hearing, then you have to hang up and call the court clerks as soon as you're done on Zoom today. Okay, the court's phone number is on your paperwork.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, April 1:45. It's April 10th, 1:45 in person currently. If you get to a Zoom hearing, they will change that for you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and you should get an invitation to the breakout room momentarily.
Okay.
And when you're finished your conversation with the court liaison, you're free to just leave Zoom.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And this hearing's concluded. Now calling case number 24C0767. This is 922 Holmes LLC versus Cornelius Smith. Appearances for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. David Fantera on behalf of the plaintiff.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Smith, please hit *6 to unmute. And state your name one more time for me, please.
Cornelius Smith.
Okay, thank you. So this is the second hearing in this non-payment of rent case. I know that you were here the first time around and ended up locked out of the courtroom. I do see that we have, it appears to be a total of $1,370 for you in escrow here at the court.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Fantera.
Well, the balance is $1,360. I wasn't aware of the money in escrow.
So
I'm surprised they took it because they normally don't take money in escrow unless there's an escrow order. So I'm
I told them to take it.
Huh?
I told them to take it.
Okay.
So my understanding, and Mr. Smith, My understanding was that the property manager didn't want to accept the rent and told him to take it to the court. So that is what Mr. Smith did.
Yeah, I don't think that's true because what happened was Mr. Smith actually called me during the hearing.
Yes.
And I told him to go over to 206 North Huron and pay it to them. And I sent them an email. Actually, I talked to them and told them he was going to be coming in and paying because what Mr. Smith complained about bed bugs.
Yeah.
And what he wanted to do was pay his balance and then get out of his lease. And I told him to go overpay, and then I would deal with the manager about the second part of that question. And he
Okay.
never showed up. Now, maybe he contacted someone else, but he didn't go where we talked about him going.
Mr. Smith,
Yes, ma'am.
Who
Do you have
refused your money?
Say again.
Who refused your money?
I tried to pay y'all. I couldn't pay y'all online. So then when I had to come pay online, so I went straight to the court and tried to pay. And then if you can't pay there, you got paid. And so I just asked magistrate, can you just kind of pay the court?
Right, which I told you, and I told you couldn't pay online because they shut down online if somebody's in court. And we talked about you going to 206 North Huron.
Okay.
All right, I guess it's immaterial now. So do you still want what we talked about, Mr. Smith, which is you want to just pay this and then be released from your lease?
I wanted to be released by May. I want to try and move out by May. I want to pay April and move out May. And
May
that's only
1st?
leave me 3 months. That leave me 3 months left off my lease.
When you say May, are you talking May 1st?
Yes.
All right, Your Honor, I now understand. If we could just adjourn this till next week, and hopefully we'll just get everything resolved at that time.
okay.
I
Yes.
can't. This is affecting my job, so it's really hard on me because I'm actually doing this on my birthday. Today is my birthday, and I'm trying my best to cooperate with y'all. It's just like I've been trying to take care of this issue since last August from the last management company. Now my kids is eating up. I got videos. I got proof. I even filed the sanction against the apartments because the apartments is not up to code because you got too many bed bugs and roaches running through the buildings for over 20-some years. These buildings is not livable right now. Like, it's really that bad. Like, you got mold under the sink, under the kitchen sinks, and with 5-year-olds getting sick. So this is the reason why I went that route and took y'all to court, because no one coming out fixing the property up. It's trash everywhere. It's a mess. Like, I'm literally itching at work. My kids got bumps and scabs on them right now. It's that bad.
So, okay. Mr. Smith,
Yes, ma'am.
regarding the next court date, it sounds like with the conversation that you and Mr. Fantera just had, that you should be able to reach a resolution that can be put in writing prior to the next court date. That is the impression I am getting. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. If you have an agreement in writing before the next court date, then presumably Mr. Fantera could put that on the record.
But he needs to be there too. Under the new rules, he needs to be there for any COD that we would do, because we'd probably do it in the form of a conditional order of dismissal, and Judge Washington requires those on the record with both parties. But maybe what we could do is, if he and I come to a resolution, he and I can work it out, and then he could do it by Zoom, and we could put the COD on the record, if it's already signed, and she can read him his rights at that time.
Okay. That's fine with me.
Okay, so Mr. Smith, I am making a note in the file. You should follow up with the clerks here at the 14B District Court to make sure that it's set for Zoom, but it will be next week, April 3rd. I currently have it set for 1:45 in the afternoon. That will likely change once you speak with the clerks, okay?
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, I didn't write down his phone number last week, and I don't want him to give it because we're on YouTube. But could the clerk take us off